Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here. So I'm with you again for another Dawn and Julia Creates. So this month was Julia's turn. So thank you, Julia, very much. So she sent me this gorgeous card. So I had to show you the card because isn't that just beautiful? And she's wrote, I thought this was an appropriate card for this month's challenge. Yeah, and she's also put, before you ask, yes, I have raided the garden and kitchen. Everything else apart from the wooden mushroom is from the works, so cheap and cheerful. I'm sure it's all about £7 in all, just from a viewer's perspective. It may seem like you need loads of stuff, so it might be worth saying. So if you are wanting to follow along with us, then it's only going to cost you around £7. And I can colour with any medium I want, thank goodness. And we could include some paper flowers too. Yes, definitely, really pleased with that. And I have got a video actually showing you how to make paper flowers in case you don't have them, but most of us crafters do have paper flowers. So I'm going to actually go through what we've got. Now, Julia did say that I can use my polymer clay. Now, I thought I would use the Works polymer clay. So you get 4 in a pack for £2. So if you are wanting to add polymer clay, so this is 1 pack, and it is £2 for the pack, and there is other colours. So I've got the blue one here, I've got the green. I do have other colours as well, but these are the ones that I've sort of brought out for this. So she did say that I could use my polymer clay, so that will be getting used. We're also using this wooden house, which is really cool and I love. She has sent me this base. So first of all, my idea was to stick this on there like that, because why wouldn't you? She's then sent me, right, I'll do this one first and then we'll do the random bits. Okay, so in this envelope is these little wooden balls. And the first thing I thought of when actually I saw what Julia has put together is I was thinking of the Lorax. It's just, yeah, so Dr. Seuss's Lorax. So I am thinking of that theme, but then I'm thinking, well, I've got a feeling that Julia's sort of going to take that theme. So do I or don't I? So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. We've also got these gorgeous wooden fences, and I have seen these in the Works, so they're going to be cool. We have this wooden mushroom, and then she's also sent me 3 of these little wooden slices as well. So then the random bits is, so she has sent me some tin foil, really pleased about that. She has sent me some twigs of different sizes, which I love. And then we've got some more twigs, and let me just tip it all out. We've also got this packaging, and we have these little fir corny type things as well. And she also sent me wire, which is perfect because this will give me structure with my polymer clay. So like I said, I was thinking along the lines of the Lorax. However, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to turn out. I have an idea of sort of what I'm going to do, but it's seeing whether or not it works. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm just going to move all of these. I was thinking, move them over here. I want to make a hill. So I'm going to raise this up, and this is where this is going to come into it. So I'm going to put this down. I'm then going to get the tin foil that Julia has provided. So let's open this up. And I am actually, yeah, then I'm just going to do this like that, because like I said, I do want this as a hill. So I'm thinking here for the house to sit on, so the house that is raised up like so. So that is my thinking. So I just need to build this up a bit more. Sorry, I've just knocked the camera. My pegs come off where the lead is, so let me put that back. Let me sort of sort that out. There we go. Right, I will be back in a second. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to speak with my husband a second. Right, okay, so all I'm doing is I'm using the tin foil just to build around this, just to make it more of a hill shape. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we don't want to use all of our clay. Because if we use all of our clay, then well, you'd need a lot to create this, and it should be fine in the oven because the oven is only on a low temperature. I think you cook your clay at 125 degrees, so Celsius, sorry. So it is only like in that. So it should be fine, but we will find out. It's the first time I've put paper in, but we shall see. I think it should be fine. Right, so what I'm going to do is I do have 4 different greens here. So I'm going to use all 4 greens just by mixing them up. So it'll turn in, and the clay from The Works is brilliant for beginners because it's a very sticky clay. So it's when you first play with, or when you first use polymer clay, you do need to do something, which is you need to knead it. So you've got to work it, and the reason why you do this is you've got to sort of warm it up in your hands to make it more a lot easier for you to work. So the good thing about The Works clay is this is just ready to go. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll go and grab some Fimo. Right, okay, I'm back. So this, I go through a lot of black and white. So this is the Fimo clay. So just to sort of give you a comparison. So as I break that off, it's quite stretchy, which means that it has been worked and it is ready just to go straight away. When I break this, it just crumbles. So you've got to really work it. And I can't remember off the top of my head what the name is. Hopefully I'll remember by the time I come back, but my words today haven't been very good. Well, my general everything hasn't been very good. So as you can see, I'm still working it. So if you're a beginner, you want to start off with a softer clay. So you'd start off with Sculpey 3, which is a Primo brand. Or you could start off with The Works. Now it is very sticky, and it might be hard for it to keep its shape, or you might find it hard. So definitely a Sculpey 3 would be brilliant, or a Fimo Soft. They're the best ones to work with. So this is your Fimo Soft, but you have to work it so that it becomes nice and soft, and then you'll be able to do what it is you want to do. So that's just like a little tip for you with polymer clay. So we're just going to, now I do have a pasta machine on hand. However, because this could be just what people have, I'm not actually going to use the pasta machine. I am going to get my acrylic roller out so that you can see you don't need a lot of tools. Now I'm just mixing these together. However, I want them to be a variation in colour, so I'm not going to mix it fully. So I think that's about it. Right, I'm going to grab my tools out and then we will continue. Okay, so I'm back. Let me just adjust this. There we go. So let me move this clay out of the way. So all I'm going to use is I'm just going to use an acrylic roller to roll this out. Now it is sticky, so I probably will have trouble. You want to use either a tile or a glass mat or something, and you'll find that that works brilliantly with the clay. So I'm just going to roll it out, and I want to make it so that it's big enough to cover all of this, and hopefully we can cover most of this as well. I can stretch it out because it is a really sticky clay, so like I say, it's already been worked. Oh, it's bugging me because there is a word for it, and it really is bugging me that I can't remember. So you have to, what do you have to do? I will get that. I will think of it. I will know what it is. Right, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this in, and then I am going to just, so I am pulling at it, but I'm also going to grab my Bacon Bond. Well, this is my liquid bakeable clay. So when you're using let's put some on there just so it adheres. So when you are putting clay onto a surface like the wood or like the tin foil, you do need to put a liquid clay on, a Bacon Bond, so you really, because it gives it a better, it'll make it stick and it gives it a better bond. So right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it down, and then just using my thumbs, like I said, because it is quite a sticky clay, it is a lot easier. Now if you find that your clay and you don't like how sticky it is, or it's sticking to your fingers a lot more than what you want it to, then if you've got some corn flour in, use that. It is amazing stuff for this, and it helps loads with stopping it from sticking to your fingers. So yeah, make sure you have some on hand, which I do, but so far so good. So I am building. Now the other thing is, so if you're a beginner at polymer clay and you want to do something like this, but you don't want to get all the different colours, well, you don't need to. So you could just buy a big block of white like this, and this is around, it's between 10 and 15 pounds depending on where you get it from. You can actually use things like let me think. You can use chalks to colour it. So you would work it into the clay. You could even use a small amount of paint, acrylic paints, or you could just cover everything in that clay, and then once it's baked you can then use acrylic paint to paint it the colour that you want. So it's really versatile stuff. It's really cool because once it's baked it is actually a plastic. So that's essentially what you're working with. You're working with like a plastic. So and I'm not too worried. So you'll see that it's not looking the best, so the texture's not the best. I am not worried about that at all because I am going to add texture into it. I'm going to add texture as if it was as if it was grass using my tools. Now you can use a dotting tool for it as well, so I'm trying to think of things that you can use where it's not going to cost a lot of money, and stuff that being crafters that you would have. If you don't have an acrylic roller, you can use a wooden one. It will stick to it, so if you use it for food, I don't suggest you use it for food after you've used it with clay, because the clay is toxic. So I'm just working it because, like I said, I want the whole of this base covered. So my aim is tonight, while I'm here, I want to do all my clay bits so that I can get it in the oven, and then we can get on with the fun bits. So Julia this month very kindly set this challenge, and I was thinking, I know that she said, right, okay, I've sent you a few bits in the post, because we knew we were doing the houses, because we both realised we both had the same house. So she was like, right, okay, I think we should do the house. I was like, oh, do you know, that sounds really good. And I said, well, what about clay? We could always use clay with it. And so I know that Julie is using air dry clay, so that gives you a variation as well. So if you're not happy working with polymer clay, because like I say, it's you wouldn't think it, however, it has taken me years. So it took me about 3 attempts in which to finally master the arts of actually sculpting with polymer clay. And my advice is if it doesn't work the first time, please don't give up, because once you get there, once you finally realise, but once it just sort of clicks, oh my god, the stuff that you can make with it, it's such a wonderful material to work with. I absolutely love it. I mean, I have so much clay now in my stash that as soon as I have an idea, I can just get it out and go. My main thing with the clay is making my book covers. Oh, I love it. I just absolutely love it. But it's finding something that you really like with it. I mean, you can use it for Christmas decorations. I was thinking of making a video closer to Christmas using my clay and showing you how you can make nice charms and bits and pieces. As you can see, I have it all over my hands. Now, normally, if you were using the Fimo, you wouldn't have it all over your hands. But I am using this, so I'm just going to use just regular baby wipes just to wash it all off, or as much as I can. You will also find, and please don't be discouraged, that when you use the polymer clay, if it's got bits in it, this has, and I will show you, and there is a couple of ways in which you can get it out. So it's never ever something to be worried about. So you can take just a regular baby wipe and you can just go over the top and clean off your clay. It's not as effective as using the rubbing alcohol, but it works. The other one is using rubbing alcohol, so putting a small bit on a earbud or a Q-tip. Well, they're both the same thing, aren't they? And then going over it, and you can actually do it when it's baked as well. So if you've missed a spot, you can take off all of any like fluff or anything, because it doesn't matter how clean your surface is, you always get fluff in it, always. So that's that bit. So what I'm going to do, so I've just got just a very simple dotting tool, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to just put it in the clay and just move the clay around, so just like in circular motions. And I'm going to do this all over. So like I said, Julia's video will be done with air dry clay, so it does show you the variations. I would love it as well if you did do this with us. Even if you don't have all of everything that we have, you can still take part. You know, you can build a house out of cardboard, you can use a cardboard base if you don't have what we have. You know, there's so many, you know, it's just, I'd love to see it. And we do have a hashtag, so the hashtag is hashtag D&J Creates. So I would, like I said, I would love it if you did create with us, and I would love to see your mix. So that's all I'm going to do. So this is the texture. So this is what I've got now. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to do it off camera because, as you can see, it's a very large surface. So when I've done this, I will be back. Okay, so I have done that, and I've just realised it's called conditioning the clay. Oh, do you know, honestly, one day I will get everything right. So this is my piece. So it's all textured. Now the only other texture that I want to add in, now you can use an old toothbrush for this, but I just have this, which is like a mascara brush really, but you can use an old toothbrush, and I'm just going to rub this over it just to add just a bit more texture. And I'm just literally just dabbing it in. So like I say, and this just gives more grass feel to your piece. But yeah, so with the Works clay, you don't need to condition your clay. You can work with it straight away, build what you want. Try not to overwork it, because the more you overwork, the more sticky it gets and the harder it does. But it is ready to just go. Whereas your Vimo, even though it's Vimo soft, you have to condition your clay first so that it becomes soft and so that it doesn't crumble. So you know when it's conditioned, because it'll stop crumbling when you try and pull it apart. So that was what I was trying to tell you. Now I've not worked with air dry clay. I have worked with it with moulds, but I've never actually sculpted with air dry clay. So it'll be interesting to see how Julia works with it, because I might actually even have a go at it myself. Like I said, I've always been one just to go straight for the polymer clay. Yeah, so right, let me get this off. Right, so this is it so far. Now I can bake this if I want, so I can pre-bake it. So if you're going to bake it so that it doesn't lose its shape, because if you're happy with it and you just want to bake it straight away, then you can bake it for 10 minutes at 125 degrees Celsius. Now when you do bake it, make sure that you've got a thermometer in your oven, because you can burn polymer clay quite easily, and it burns within a fraction of a second, trust me. Because when I first started, I didn't know any of this, and every time I was making charms, every time I put them in the oven, I was burning them, and I just couldn't figure out why. And it turned out that I had my oven way too high. So that is something to take note. So do watch it, and you do want it 125 Celsius or 275 Fahrenheit. So this is what I have. So my house is going to sit, so let me see if I can get it. So my house is just going to sit like that on top. So it's going to be quite high up. I think that's going to look really cool. Now the reason why I've done that is because I have the idea of using this as a tree just to the side. So what I am going to do, I do need really some more green. I've got this darkish colour. Can't really use that. Right, let me grab some more green. Okay. Right, so this is my Sculpey 3. You can get it from the range. They usually have it in, and usually have 18 blocks for, I think it's $17.99 or $18.99, something along those lines. That's if they've got it in. They sell out quite quickly because it is such a really good buy. If you're to buy a block like this, you're looking at around £2.50. So that's why I was saying, you know, if you are new to this, these for £2, and you get them 4 colours, is really, really good. A really, really good buy. And I think, well, I know that the air dry clay is so much cheaper than the polymer clay. So like I say, it's so it would be really, really good if you could go over and see what Julie is making, because it probably would give you some ideas. Right, so what I'm thinking is I want that there. So I just sort of pushed it in, but I am going to put some liquid adhesive, liquid clay, some Bacon Bond on, just so that when it does go in the oven, it will stay. And then I'm just rolling this around, and then what I'm going to do is we are going to just texture this in so that it matches in with everywhere else. And we are going to put a coat of, let me just put some of this on. We are going to put a coat of acrylic paint over the top of this, and the reason why is because I would like to have different shades of green within the grass, because I think that would look really good. So all I'm doing now, so that liquid clay hasn't sort of sat in there, which it should have done. There we go. There we are. So all I'm doing is I'm just adding texture into this bit, and I am blending it into the hill, so that when it comes to painting it will blend so much better. If I'd actually thought on, I could have saved some of this, but I didn't. But never mind. You can also use your micro pearls to colour this clay, which I have done many times, and you can add shimmers to your clay, you can add glitters, you can, honestly, there's so much that you can do. Right, okay, I'm loving that. So that's the tree base. Well, it will be once I've got all the texture in, just so that it matches in with everything else while also being supportive. Okay, so let me just show you on a side view. So this is what we've got, and then what we're going to have is we're going to have the house just here, so it's going to have a tree right next to it. Let's see what else we have. We also have another one. So do I want to add the two in the same spot? No, I don't think I do. Actually, can we break this? Because I think having that just as a log at the front, at the bottom, yes we can. So just there. Yeah. So just like that. I think that works really well. I really like that. So again, I am going to put the Bacon Bond stuff down. Right, I'm just going to, because I have put too much on. There we go. And then make sure that our texture is okay. So that is down. Now we do have, we've got these bits. We also have the fence bits. So the house is there. I didn't really think about the fences. Oh, Julia, 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 what have you done to me? Right, can we, could it be a gate? Could we just use the one piece? I know you can't quite see because I need to have it on an angle. Once I've baked it and everything's stuck onto it, I'll be able to tip it up. But I'm wondering, could we not just have it as a gate? So yeah, we're quite like that here. Right, so let me try and show you. So could we not just have that So we've got a gate there, we have a tree, the logs have fallen, really like that. We also have our mushroom, which I need to find zinc for. Now we also have these, and we also have these, plus we have little twigs, plus we have our wire. And thank you so much, Julia, honey. I love you loads, but oh my goodness me, I haven't got a clue how I'm going to fit everything in. Yeah, she has really challenged me this month. Right, okay, so I'm definitely thinking that we can have some steppy stones. So we can use 2 of these for steppy stones. And oh, that it can sit on. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so I'm thinking steppy stones up to the door, so just like that from the gate. We have these, which are just absolutely gorgeous. Now my plan for these is, and luckily Julia has included wire, what I thought is we could have these on, so we could wrap the wire around. So I'm just brainstorming with you all right now. So we could have that. Get my scissors. And then have these just dotted around. So I will secure these if I like it, so have them at different height. Oh, I'm loving that. Okay, right, you can't see, so this is what I'm looking at. I love that. I really love that. So I am going to stick to this idea, and then I think because I have 3 of these, I'm thinking that we can have this one just over here and put this one in there like that. Have these there. We want another one, so I need a thinner bit. Well, that's a bit. Try this piece. Right. Okay. So, and then have this bit in. So, we do need one more on that side. I think. I don't know. I need you all here. Right. Okay. I do like them. And I do like this. I do need to pop up my mushroom somewhere, and I am actually thinking just to have my mushroom on this side. Sorry if I get my head in the way, I'm just trying to. So I'm thinking the mushroom would, yes. Oh, so I have made a dent in it because I'm not baking it with the mushroom. What I'm going to do is actually paint the mushroom. But you see where this dent is? So when it comes out of the oven and it's being baked, I then just need to put some gel medium on here, and then I can just slot that in that spot. But I really like that, so I'm just going to shut it in again and then tip it up for you to see. So this is what we are looking at so far. I'm loving it. I think it's gorgeous. Oh my god. I am going to paint all the wooden bits separate, but I do love it. I think it's really nice. Now with this tree, so with the tree, I'm thinking, what am I thinking, people? Oh, see, is there no way? We have this, well, we've got the twigs, so I think we should take advantage of the twigs. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Let's have a look. Oh, let's wrap these up. No. However, I do like that bundle of twigs, so Right, let me go and get my wire snips. Okay, and let's just make sure that that's tucked nicely in on that side. I do like that bundle of sticks. But I don't think it goes on here. So no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, wrong side. I want that little knobbly bit showing. Okay. So I need something for the top of here. Now, the only thing that I sort of was thinking of is actually, so like the Lorax. So my inspiration is coming from the Lorax. So because I love it, and these just reminded me of the trees within it. So what I'm thinking is, let me just, I might need to add some more clay because I think we're going to need here. So now this red one, so here I am going to use that for the roof there. So let me get this pink one as well. So we'll have it all multicoloured. So like I say, you don't need to condition this clay very much because it is already conditioned. Let's try and get it all really cool. And then I'm going to roll it into a ball. Like that. So let's get it all, and then it needs to be bigger. Do you know what I need? I could do some more foil, I think, or wool. So I'm just sort of pushing it into a dome. Oh, there we go. Right. Maybe like that. Let me just, what do you guys think? I don't know either. Right. I do like this pink though. I'm trying to think what I want to do, and I can't. Right, I'm loving that, I'm loving that, I'm loving the gate. I think the gate should stay. I think that needs to go there, but we do need something on top of that. I love that, I love that. I love the idea of these, so they will be going in there. Like I said, this is the only bit that I'm not sure on. So, but I have run out of tin foil. And I don't even have any in the house because I forgot to buy some. I have baking paper and I have cling film, but I don't have any foil. So what am I going to do? Right, I'm just sort of faffing now because I don't know what I want to do. Let me think. Could we use that? Because then that would give us a base, wouldn't it, in which we can glue it on, and then we can have this just hang over the edge so it looks like it's more. Yeah, actually, do you know what? I think that works lovely. Yes. Right, okay, we're doing that. That's what we're doing. So that will need baking separately. So what I'm going to need to do, actually that doesn't feel like it needs doing. Let me just sort of, there we go. And I'm going to put a texture on it, I think. So I'm going to get, this knife. I'm just going to scratch down it all the way around. So just like this, just because I think texture's really nice. I like texture. So all the way around. Now you can use anything for this. You can use your dotting tool, you can use a knife, you could even use a fork. So you could use anything. There's no particular tool really just to do this. But I have to say, this is proving to be a challenge. I did say I didn't mind a challenge. I'm just so glad that, yeah, right, okay, so I'm liking that. Let me just move all of this because that just needs to sit there just so we can get the shape of it right and get the texture of it right. Because, yes, and then we will stick this down with gel medium once it has been baked. But what I will do, because this is quite uneven, so what I'm going to do is I am actually going to get some clay and I'm going to make that straight so that we can glue this down. Right, so I'm just making sure that this is all the same sort of length and texture all the way around. So yeah, okay, so I think actually once I've sort of finished with my texture on here, I think I'm ready to actually bake this, because I think I don't think I want to use any more clay apart from on the tree stump. Right, it's sort of quite thin there, so let's move that over. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, I don't think I want to use any more clay, so I really like that. Now, to get it up off of there without damaging it, I am going to bring in my blade, and then we just go underneath like so, and that's how we do it. And then I will put that on a baking tray, and that'll be ready to go in the oven. So before it does go in the oven, I do have some, actually I'll use this grey clay that I was showing you earlier. So let me condition it first, and then I'm just going to put it on top of there, just so that we have a better surface in which to glue our treetop to. Right, so make this nice and to fit nice, and then to flatten it down to make a nice surface in which we can glue on our, there we go, and then that will just sit on top of there. Okay, so that one will move out the way because we're not going in there. So we're going to take them off because we're going to glue them down. Take this off so I know where that's going to be, so we can glue that down. These can go in the oven, and what I think I might do as well is actually have these, because we need it to go in, have these go in the oven as well. So that they don't fall apart. And then I think actually, do you know what? I'm going to have a few on the floor. I think we should have one here, like that. Where's the house going? So if the house is there, maybe, oh, about one here, and Actually, I think that's it. So where these are, I'm just going to put some liquid clay just as my glue. Same with down here, just so that I've got some glue, and then in here as well. And then just so that they do stay in place, I'm then going to put some of this clay just around these, because we don't want them to move. So we are wanting them to stay. And the base isn't as thick as what really it should be if we're going to have things popping out of it. So there we go. Where's my dotting tool? Right, so I'm just going to do the same as what we've done with right the way around. So I am going to give it some texture and try and blend it, and then I am going to go and put this in my oven, and I will be watching it very carefully so that it doesn't burn, because if it burns then we have ruined it, and we don't want to do that. So if you are doing it, is your first time and you are watching it and you notice that it is burning, then open the door straight away and take it out. And then you can save it by using clays, or not clays, sorry, you can paint it, so you haven't lost it completely, but you don't really want it to burn. Right, so let me just finish doing this side, because I've noticed I missed a bit. Oh, I'm excited now to see it all finished. Right, there we go. So this is going in my oven, so I am going to watch it, and once it comes out I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually paint this. I just realised I need some white paint out. There we go, and a brown. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of paint brushes if I can find some. So my the polymer clay stuff is in the oven, and I've got about 10 minutes before it needs to come out. So I thought in that time I would be able to paint this this mushroom. Now the reason why I've actually got my oven up to temperature, I do have a thermometer in my oven, so I know that it is at the right temperature. The one advice I would give you, so the hill that I did, I know I put the packaging inside. Yes, it's fine in my oven, but I'm not going to say that it's going to be fine in yours. So if you can, just use tin foil, because I think that would be so much better for you, is just using the tin foil. So I'm just going to paint all this red, and then we'll do the white circles afterwards. So just like this. So I am only going to paint up to there red. So just like that. Because it's nice and bright, this piece. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that Julia's challenged me into it, because I think it's wonderful. Right, let me clean that brush off. Right, and then let's paint this bit brown, like this. There we go. And I am going to do both sides, because I'd like it all to look really, really nice. So once this side is dry, I will then go on to the other side. So I'm going to do the same on the other side after I've painted in actually I'll get another. Have I got a really delicate brush here. So just like this. And it has dried quite quick, which is why I'm able to do this, but I will be needing a couple of coats of the white, I think, just to cover that red. So just like this. There's one. So I am going to go off camera because I don't want this video to be super long, and paint the mushroom, and then I will be back. Oh, back. Okay, so I've just taken out my piece out the oven, so it is just resting because it does need to cool down. But here is the mushroom. So that's finished. That is ready to be added to our project. So I'm just going to put that off to the side to finish drying, if I can get it to stand up. There we go. So the last thing that I need, well, there's a couple of things. So we've got the fence that we need to paint. I was going to leave the stepping stones as they are, and then we also need to paint this house. Now for this, I actually have in my stash, I have this white and silver glitter paint. So I was thinking, why not add just a touch of sparkle? Because why wouldn't you want sparkle? Right, now I'm looking for a paintbrush. Here we go. So I need to give this a really good mix because it has been sat for quite a while. But oh my goodness, it is looking fantastic. Honestly, I'm so chuffed with it. Oh, I'm actually now really excited because I'm wondering if Julia has sort of gone down the route of Dr. Seuss's Lorax or not, because when I saw all the bits, it's just exactly what I thought of. So that's where my inspiration has come from this time. So yeah, really, really awesome. Right, this paint isn't quite covering as well as what I wanted it to. However, it is very sparkly and very yummy. So I think what I'm going to do is just get my white, and because I have got a glass mat, I can just put my paint straight onto the glass mat. So I'm just going to paint it white, and then I'll go over the top with this white silver glitter, because it's more of a clear paint than a white paint, but the glitter on it is gorgeous. So my first thought was a little white picket fence. I'd love a little white picket fence, but I don't think it would match in with my house. So instead I have a green fence. So like this, and then this bit here. So this just needs to dry, and then once it's dry, oh actually the glitter's coming through lovely, so once it's dry it is finished. So let me just make sure that I get all the little bits and bobs, because we want it to look really, really good. But yeah, so that's where my inspiration has come from this project. I'm loving it. I have to admit, I am really, really loving these challenges. So it's my turn next month. Now, to be nice or not to be, that is the question. I will be nice, I promise. Right, so there's our white picket fence. So that is just going to sit stood up. Oh, it fell. Right, I put my toothbrush. Oh goodness, right. There we go. I put my paintbrush in my mouth. Let me get this paint off my fingers. So what colour am I going to do the house? Now, we have got a lot of bright colours. So my first thought was, I was tempted to do pink, but I'm not 100% sure now. Right, let me get rid of that So I think I was going to do a clear roof, but I've changed my mind. So I am going to bring in my red and paint the roof red. So that bit we can do now, because I know that that's definitely what I would like to do. So a nice red roof. But it's deciding what colour. I've got this blue out, which is, well actually it's a cold grey, which I was thinking, can we do that? Would it go? Might do. So all I'm using to colour everything is acrylic paints. I haven't used any gesso to cover them because I mean it would be good to use your gesso to do your primer, but I think when it's just a wooden element like this, I don't think it's totally necessary. So I just wanted to show that you didn't have to have the gesso. I think if you were to use watercolours you might need it, but oh, I love that red. That red is gorgeous. So right, see if we can do this part without getting it everywhere, because I'm not the tidiest of painters. But isn't that just a gorgeous red? It is actually a Christmas red, which is probably why I really like it. So I'm doing this. So yeah, so I'm just wondering if, because the Lorax sort of reminds me a bit of Julia's style. I love that quirky style. I can't really do it myself. I'm not that adventurous. I need just a touch more. So I am wondering if we are actually going to end up with very similar projects this month. Yeah, it will be interesting. I was hoping to sort of try not to go down the Dr. Seuss's route, but I really can't think of anything else. And this house is just so quirky and gorgeous that, well, I just had to use it. Right, what I am going to do is find another decent paintbrush. I am actually going to try this blue and then see if I like it or not. And if I don't, then we can always paint over it. So if I find that it doesn't go, but I do think it's a lovely colour blue. Ooh, bit on the red. And again, see, I told you I'm not the best of painters. Actually, do you know what might help? If I got a thinner brush. Do you know, I'm going through all of my brushes right now. And try this one. Right, much better. So I do quite like that colour. Like I say, I'm not sure, I'm not 100%, I don't know if it needs to be brighter. So if it needs to be brighter, then I will bring in a brighter colour, but I can't really do much about it until my piece has cooled down and I can handle it, and then we can have a look, because everything's quite bright on it, isn't it? So I'm just getting into all these little tiny bits, and then we can go over the red so that I can help with it going on there, so I can sort of paint it out, if you know what I mean. Oh, it is a lovely colour though, isn't it? It's actually making me think of Smurfs. Oh my word. I don't know if it's making you think of Smurfs, but it really is making me think of a Smurf. Okay. It doesn't matter if we get it on there, because it's going to be one of the last things that we paint anyway, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get it in. So as you can see, I'm I am not the tidiest of people at painting. I am actually quite a messy painter, so you don't actually have to be messy. You have to be perfect. You can be of any skill to do this challenge. Yeah, I think anyone can do it, and most of the stuff you can get as well is all from one shop, so it's really good. And the clay that I've used is from the works as well, so if you were to go down that route of using the polymer clay, then you can get that out of the works as well. And the other thing, I know Julia is using the the air dry clay. I know that the works also sells that, so again, you know, you can get that from there, so it's not like you have to go shopping everywhere. And if you get it offline, there's always coupon codes so that you can get your stuff just that little bit cheaper, which is always a bonus. Now I also have this grey colour in my stash, and it's called Storm, which is really nice. And I was thinking for the door, instead of a white door, do a grey one. But I'm hoping it's gonna go on there. Okay. I need to get, you know what I actually need to get? I need to get one of those wheel chart things that helps you pick colours, because I'm not really 100% sure on colours that are meant to complement each other. And I know that you can get charts that, like these wheel things that help you. So it would be worth me looking into that. Okay. Because I think that would help me a lot. Normally I just go with whatever I feel like. If it doesn't go, it doesn't go, but it's just what I feel like. But like I said, this is just reminding me of Smurfs. Okay, and then I am going to paint the window grey as well. So let's get some more paint on my brush. And this is a lovely grey. I got this in one of my craft boxes subscriptions, and it is ever so nice. It's lovely to work with, but any grey would work, any acrylic paint would work. Right, colour the insides like this. I like that. Right, where is my water? Now, for this, I don't know what colour to do. Right, I've got it, all of that. If my head is in the way, I do apologise. I don't think it is, but you just never know. I'm making sure that I'm still in frame. So this, what colour shall I do this? I am going to do this little heart. I'm going to do it pink, so I'm going to take a bit of this red. I'm going to mix it with this white until I get a really nice pink colour. I think that's a nice pink colour. And then should have done this before I did the door, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get it all over. Oh my word. I am so rubbish at this. Okay, lovely. But we will sort that out. Let me wash my paintbrush. Like I said, we should have done this first. I'm going to bring it up so that you can see it properly. But look at the state of that painting. Isn't it just marvellous? Right, so let me just sort that out by painting over the pink. There we go. Sorted. It was as if it never happened. Well, I did get blue on it again. Right, there we go. Just there. Okay, so this Ariel, I'm assuming it's an Ariel. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to take some of this glitter that's in the lid. Oh, because I love glitter. Let me just mix up with a bit more paint. I'm thinking we have a nice glittery door. Why not? Seems silly not to, doesn't it? And if you don't have any glitter paint, then you can make your own just by adding glitter into whichever paint that you are using. But we all love a bit of glitter. I didn't really want to add it onto the handle, but never mind. Me and my wonderful painting. Julia, please tell me that you're having so much better luck at painting than what I am. Because I really don't think that I'm doing myself justice here. Right, okay, let me just see if we can cover this back up. Yes, of course we can. There we go. But we have a nice glittery door. Right, what colour am I going to do that? Right, this is why I really need you guys to tell me which colour I'm going to do it. What about brown? Shall we do a little bit of brown? Why not? Why not? And shall we try not to get it all over? Okay, so, and I think I might have failed at the first hurdle, although we're still looking good. Right, okay, so when I finish this I am going to turn the camera off because we're looking at it being quite a long video already. I think we're about 40 minutes in, even more maybe. I know I've been sat here a lot longer, but that's what I'm thinking record time is. So I am going to paint the sides of this box and the back of the box. So I'm going to just paint the sides in the same blue that I have here. And then I will bring everything together and then we will start assembling. Yay! Exciting! Okay, so I'm back. So it's out of the oven. So this is it. How awesome is that? That looks, I mean, it's, yeah, it's all stuck in very nicely. We've got this bit here which is ready to pop our tree on the top, just like that. Which is what I'm going to do. Now I have got my glue gun out just so that it does stick, but I will also be using my gel medium. Now my gel medium has been put in a jar for the simple reason is the lid on the original packaging kept getting stuck and I couldn't open it. So it was suggested that I actually use a larger jar and see if that works, and you know what, it works brilliantly, so I'm pleased with that. So I'm going to put a generous amount of gel medium on here because we do want it to last and we do want it to stay. And I will be also, once my glue gun has heated up, I have already, look at that. So it is plugged in and I am just waiting for it. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to put a dollop on the top of there, and that's just to hold it while we wait for the gel medium to harden, well, to set, sorry, and so it doesn't fall off. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to do the same, so just turn this around. I'm going to do the same with our lovely mushroom. So again, I'm just going to put quite a bit on, and then in that groove I am going to put just a touch of the glue gun, and again that's just so that it will stay in place while that gel medium dries. And it does dry clear, so if it does spill out, it's not the end of the world. Then we are going to do the same with our gate. So again, I'm just going to pop gel medium all along the bottom, and then I am going to put a line of the glue gun just across there so that we can stick it down, and then hopefully the gel medium, when it dries fully, I'm just having to put just an extra bit of glue on just because, and then what I'll do is when that glue dries I will paint over it so we can't see it. Sorry if my head's in the way. You can probably see I've took my glasses off. I shouldn't really because I need them to see. Okay, so that's in. I feel like it wants to fall down. I don't think it will, but I feel like it does. Okay, the next couple of things that we have are our steppy stones. So again, big dollop of gel medium and then a big dollop of glue. And then let's stick that down just there. And these ones I am wanting to keep clear because obviously I just think they look really cool as they are. So I'm just putting the gel medium around that and then gluing that in place there. Let me just take this excess off because we don't need all of that. There we go. Slowly running out of pots. Now the very last thing, well not the very last thing because we do have some paper flowers that we're going to be adding, but one of the last things to add to this is our house. So lots of gel medium, and this is quite a runny texture, and then some glue gun, and let's stick this on like that, and hopefully it needs to be brought forward just a touch. There we go. So that is stuck down. So let me just see if we can, I'm hoping it doesn't fall off. Look at that. Isn't that just awesome? Right, okay, so that needs overnight to set properly. So the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some paper flowers. So I made all of these paper flowers in here. So what I was thinking was adding in just a few, because why not? I love paper flowers. I really like these pink ones. I think they'll sit nice in there. Let's have a look. So I quite like that one sat there. So let's, and I am just gonna, oh, I need to get another glue stick out. Give me 1 second. Do I have one? Yes. I have one in my pen pot, so I don't have to go far. Right, try not to stick it to my mat. Okay, so, oh. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on there, and then we're just going to stick that there. And then on the back of it, I'm going to put this nice big pink one. Just like that. And then I want one more, which I'm thinking, actually, what about that yellow one? No. What about this patterned one? Yes. So I'm going to put this one on. Well, Julia darling, I really do hope I have followed your brief this month, and I hope that I have fulfilled it, and it is, yes, it is what you asked for, because I love it. I absolutely love it. I was expecting this, actually. I'm just going to rip this off. I was expecting it to take me quite a few days, whereas it hasn't. I've just been so excited just to, yeah, I'm going to put that in there. I got so excited when I started, and I tend to do that. And then I get carried away a lot. Oh, I quite like that one there. Okay, so put that there. And then, do I want some next to the gate? Or am I just overfilling it? Because I feel like... Actually, where's my scissors? Oh, take a pen with me. Right, let me chop all this off around. Because I'm thinking that putting one flower on each side of the first steppy stone. Do you know, I can actually imagine myself living in a little house like this with a nice little quirky garden and a nice white picket fence. Oh, I just think that would be amazing. There we go. Right, yes. So let me move these out of the way. Now, the last thing that I want to do is I do want to get a bit of my green. So I'm going to get a bit of this, and I'm just going to do a slight colour wash. Let me just pick that up. Well, I'm going to put a slight amount of it on. Now, I'm going to use makeup brushes. Now, I have found, I bought a cheap set of makeup brushes. I think I got something like 20 pieces for around £10. But oh my word, they are amazing with glitter, especially when you're adding like so your micro powders, because essentially micro powder is like an eyeshadow. So if you're adding these on, they just seem to work so much better than a right, I'm just dabbing this on. They work so much better than a paintbrush, and I just absolutely love them. Got a bit of stuff there. So yeah, I'm just dabbing it, and this is just, I've just caught one of the flowers because I'm no good. Yeah, and this is just to add more texture, so we're just adding a bit more sort of depth to it. Oh. So it's just adding different sort of shades of green in, really. You don't have to do this at all. Oh, do you know what? Look what I've just done. See? And honestly, I am having one of those days. Yesterday, wow. If you could have saw me yesterday, it didn't matter what I touched, what I did. Everything just went wrong. I was cooking tea, and I was doing mashed potato because we had sausage casserole, homemade. So I thought I'll do some mashed potato, and I used my electric whisk to mash it because it hurts my hands, and the electric one takes half the amount of time. The mashed potato went everywhere, all over the kitchen, all over the floor, the walls. Honestly, there was more all over the kitchen than what was on the plates. My poor husband had just spent an hour cleaning our kitchen. So I had to sort of apologise. Then, as I was trying to dish up, I managed to then spill the sausage casserole everywhere, so that went, oh my word. In the end, I had to walk away from the kitchen because everything I touched it just went wrong. It was so bad, and my poor husband had to clean it all up because I tried my hardest to clean it up. I actually made it worse, and he said, yeah, you need to go and sit down. There's no way that you can, you're touching this kitchen anymore today. And I've been like it ever since. But it's just my coordination. It goes out the window, especially when my FND doesn't like me very much, as I call it. It does like me, really. It's just pretending it doesn't. That's why I'm bad. But well, I say I'm bad. I'm not. I am and I'm not. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm good. So it's just, I'm not sort of working well, shall we say. Oh God. But I thought, do you know what? I can't go wrong with crafting. You can never go wrong. You always get lovely, happy accidents, and I think that's what we're getting today. Although I did sort of have a plan. So, shall we tip it up? Shall we have a look? Oh! So, here it is. I am going to hold on to this because it's not quite stuck. We do need that gel medium to settle overnight. But oh my God, isn't that amazing? I'm so proud of this. Hey, look at that. That is like a full scene. This is going on my shelf. This is going in full view of everyone. And actually, I think the blue of the house works quite nicely. It's sort of toned it down. I mean, we've got the paper flowers in here. We've got like a little forest. Let me hold it. We've got this tree with the pink, and then with the mushroom behind it. I'll show you the back. So this is the back, and where this gel medium is, that will dry clear, so we won't be able to see that. We have this arranger here of flowers and bits and pieces, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. And you can see the different tones now within the grass, and I just think it adds to it. It makes it more real. It makes it a little better. We've got these steppy stones for when you're going home, and then we have the white picket fence, because why wouldn't you? And then we've got a little flower on each side, and I just thought this would look really sweet as broken logs just laid on the ground. And I mean, they are solid, they're baked into it. But wow, isn't that just fantastic? Oh my God, I can't wait to show everybody. I really want to show Julia, but I can't because we have to wait till the day. I mean, she'll have seen it now, but I'm sat here because I've got all the editing to do. I've got everything else to do, so I have to do it sort of a week in advance, and I thought it was going to take me a lot longer than what it did. But I think when you've got an idea and you roll with it, it just happens. But oh, it's just so, yeah, it's gorgeous. I keep it away from my kids because I don't want them to have it. I really want it. But yeah, so super excited. So hopefully by now, by the end of this video, when you've watched it, you will be heading over to Julia's to have a look at see what she's created using all the same items. The only difference between mine and Julia's is she's using the air dry clay and not the polymer clay, which gives me an idea actually. Not for next month, because I do have next month sorted, but I do have an idea for 1 month that I think I might message Julia about, and we talk about it, that I think will be quite cool. The one thing I will say as well is, while I clean my mat, is if you're working with air dry clay, you will need to leave, I think it's about 24 hours in between each time. The good thing about polymer clay is you bake it, and it takes about half an hour to bake, half an hour to an hour to bake, depending on how thick and how much of it you have used, and then about half an hour to cool down, so it doesn't take very long whatsoever. If you've got any questions whatsoever regarding polymer clay that I've missed out, or because of my words aren't very good, so if there is anything that you want to know, just ask me the question in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to help. But like I say, go over and see what Julia's done, because I know she's come up with something fantastic, and I bet it's so much better than mine. But please do go and check it out. I'm doing that, well, not doing it right now, but I'll have watched it by the time you've watched this, because I wait. As soon as 4 o'clock comes, I'm straight on the computer, because I can't wait. I have to see what she's done. I hope we both have given you all so much inspiration this month with your crafting. And if you do follow along, don't forget that hashtag D&J Creates. So yeah, oh my God, it's just I loved it. Thank you, Julia, so much, because halfway through I was thinking, oh my word, Julia, what have you done? What have you given me? But wow. And don't forget, if you are building a similar scene to me and you are using the polymer clay, just use tin foil. Don't use the packaging, just to be on the safe side. It has worked for me. It has worked in the oven fine. But, you know, a disclaimer that, yes, it has worked for me. It doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else. So please do just use tin foil. But on that note, hang on, I will just show you once more. I love it. Oh my god, I still can't get over how amazing that looks. But yeah, so like I say, go and check Julia out. The link to her channel is in the description box below. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in my next video, and hopefully we'll see you next month with another Dawn and Julia Creates. But until then, happy crafting. Bye.